Our marriage counselor, Mr. Edwin Zuru. Mr. Edwin Zuru is going to tell us about bed matters. Mr. Zuru.
Thank you so much, Mr. Soko. Yes, bedroom matters are very important. That is why our forefathers and our foremothers took time to teach or to nurture the young girls and the young men. For the young girls, it was called Kumtondo Kulimalango. For the young boys or young men, it was called Gowero. Now, elderly people, like elderly women and elderly men, the patriarchal and the matriarchal system sat down to help them, to make them understand the importance of bedroom matters, to make them understand the importance of marriage. Because as far as they were concerned, marriage was sacred, marriage was from God. And so they wanted to respect this union so much to speak. And that's why in our traditions, in our customs or cultural values, you cannot get a lady for free. This is why you have to pay bride price, you have to pay chimalo, salamo, ntengo, for you to get the lady. And later on, even when you have children, they will ask you to pay lobola. Lobola is actually paying money for the custody of the child or the children. When you don't pay that, once the marriage is over or you are dead as a man, the children go to the home and so to speak. Now, in bedroom matters, I know the elders were very secretive, but not so with the young men and not so with the old or with the young women, because they taught them like a class. It was an informal kind of training whereby they would sit with them and teach them the styles, teach them what needed to be done, and also the application of foods that they needed to eat and the herbs also that they need to apply or eat in their time, so that they are able to be strong and do not go outside marriage, do not go for extramarital affairs, so to speak, or even commit adultery. Also, the young ladies, the old women used to teach them a lot of things. I think you've heard of chapter 11, where young ladies were taught to dancer or to actually pull their vaginal lips. And this was done to show them that this is very important for your man. This is very important for your man in as far as sexual intercourse is concerned, including also the beads and any other application or lotion that they could apply in as regards warming their bodies. And you find that when these things were applied, the marriage stayed intact. When these things were applied, husband and wife loved each other. They never went out so much, so to say. But even then, there were those that were few who would go out and get a lady or a man somewhere, but the number was minimal. Much more they were stuck together, because also there was a premarital counseling concerning marriage. There was also extramarital counseling concerning marriage, and also the elders used to check on the young ones that are already married to see how they're doing. Unlike these days, whereby nobody checks on you. Once you get married at civic center or at church or anywhere else, they just leave you like that. Maybe the next time they'll visit you is when you have a problem or a marital problem or instability, so to speak. But you see, the elders taught these young ones to know the value of marriage, to know the intricacies and also the stand for marriage in society, so to speak. And this was done by every tribe. This was done by every culture, not just in Zambia, but also in Africa as a whole. Even before, or say, pre-independence era, or before the colonial masters came, they were taught these things so that they could stay stable or stay together for a long time. And for that, divorces were very minimal, if any, and the marriages were very stable. And whatever problems they would face, they would actually sit down and discuss them. you find that even the issue of mulamo or in-laws, when I quarrel with my wife, I do not understand her well. Maybe there's some violence between me and her. I would run to her relatives. Those are my in-laws, my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, or my brother-in-law, or my sister-in-law, so to speak, or even my auntie and my uncle. Equal herself when she calls with me, and maybe we are not able to resolve issues. She would run to my father, my mother, my sisters, and my brothers. Those are the ones that will resolve the issue. In fact, they would call us, including Wanaukombe, Washokombe, or Apungu, and call that here's the problem. We are surprised that your wife has come very late in the night. She's refusing to go back home. What is the problem? So they would ring me. Oh, no, they were not phones. They were not phones. They would tell me. They would call me, and would sit down and discuss the matters. Unlike these days, if my wife, I quarrel with her. Of course, we don't quarrel every time. If I quarrel with my wife would go to her mother, and for me to get her from her mother, it's an uphill battle. It's very difficult, especially for the young ones. For that, she will tell the young man or the apostle, say, no, you will not get my wife. You will not get your wife until you pay something, or as far as you're concerned, the marriage is over. You find that in such things, you find that the lady goes with other men and the marriage finishes. But if it has to be done well and out of respect and correctly, uh, families must sit down with Rashukombe or Wanakombe and sort out those issues. And you find that there will be nothing like running up and down trying to look for other people, or trying to get these issues sorted out abruptly, so to speak, or out of context. And so in our culture, this was done religiously, and it was very good. And this is why you found that women loved their husbands or submitted to their husbands, and husbands also loved their wives. Of course, there were challenges. Challenges were there. Like I was saying last time, that the man was not or could not agree that he's actually wrong. He was a breadwinner, and he was also a boss in his house, so to speak. But over and above, things went on very well, and we found that there was respect and the understanding and care for each other.
Yeah. Warangizi, Mr. Zulu,
Exactly.
I've heard about the beads. The other beads that are put in the bedroom at whatever sign. I don't know what they entail in the bedroom. The other beads that are put in the woman's
The West, yes.
What do they mean?
Beads basically were a beauty, addition of beauty for a woman. A woman would wear beads in the neck, or rather on the neck, in the head, and also necklaces, and also what you call bracelets or earrings. But putting beads on the waist, it was for sexual attraction. Basically, old women would teach the young lady that she has to put these beads for sexual attraction. I did mention that beads were appetizers, sexual appetizers, besides breast, nipples, boobs, or is it bumps, or whatever it is. But beads were for sexual appetizers. So when the man sees these beads, he would be ignited. He will be stiff. His man would be stiff and would want to taste or sleep with his wife, so to speak. So basically, they were done that for the sake of sexual pleasure, sexual excitement. The things that in the olden days, it was the woman who was taught to please the man sexually. She would do all those things on her body and applying some lotions to please her man. So the man is satisfied, doesn't go anywhere else. But for the man, uh, nothing much was done except that he was given some roots or some concoction or some herbs to be strong in the bedroom.
Okay.
There were a number of sexual boosters or sexual herbs that was given.
Okay.
Nyang'anya, tundambuzi, mfyopolela,
Okay.
and all sorts of things that would help the man. And this was done to the men, and also was a secret to any other people that were not in marriage, so to speak. Okay. But you see, for the women also, they had these love potions that they wanted the man not to go away. For example, a woman would use kauta or fota. so that the man doesn't go out or the man doesn't perform when he goes with a girlfriend or some other lady.
Was that right? Because what can influence two people together is love. Was
Yeah,
that okay? Was that right thing
it
to do?
wasn't right, but that was their belief. It was a mystery or something, a myth. But even these days, it happens because you go to a witch doctor, the witch doctor will give you kauta or fota. Now, let me explain what used to happen. What really happened is that when the man is given kauta or when the woman manipulates or does some trick on the man could not perform. His man could not stand. Her man would just be flopping, until she releases him, so to speak. Yeah, that's when you'll be able to perform. So when you go to a girlfriend, you don't perform.
Okay.
It doesn't matter how you see the girlfriend in a naked picture, it will not rise up and you perform. But when you go back home, you find that you perform very, very well. But also, these days, the girlfriends do that. They get kauta, fota, and when you go to your wife, you don't perform.
Okay.
This is why you find that many men divorce and get to their girlfriends and marry, so to speak. But it is evil. It is not right because, like you said, marriage is love and it's supposed to be done together and with understanding.
Okay. Then I talked about the beads on the bed. Next time you come from work, you find red beads on the bed. Rather than find white beads. What are those things mean?
Okay, that was done verbal communication. A long time ago, ladies never used to say, or women never used to say things openly to a man.
Yeah.
So when you find some red beads, it means the lady is attending. She has got menstruation period.
Yes.
So when she put that on the bed, on the mat, on the pasa, she's telling that we cannot meet today because I am sick. Until after some time, I find that also it was extended to whereby she would not even put salt in the relish. She will fear that she will break your chest. But that was not true. So after 4 or 5 days, that's when she will put some white beads. So it simply means now I'm ready, we can meet. But also the white beads also mean that I am pregnant, so to speak. And when she puts the black beads simply means that we have a funeral in the section or in the community or in the family, so you cannot be able to sleep with that. But also the other meaning for the black beads means that now it's time for us to shave each other. It was only allowed for man and woman to shave each other. You could not go to the barber shop. It's surprising that this is the woman or men go to the barber shop to shave to be shaved.
Did that happen?
Yeah, it does happen actually. I remember very well when I was on Speed Out TV. We had such a case where one lady complained that his man goes to the barber shop and where he's shaved. But actually, when you're being trained or when you're being counseled, when you're being taught about marriage, you're supposed to be intimate and shave each other. And so you take out all your clothes, the man and the woman. And the woman, it's actually the woman that begins to shave the man. Shaves him in the armpits, then here in the waist or Pashina, so to say. Yeah, and also the man likewise. Now, why they're doing that is because it's appetizing. Once you shave a bit and your man would rise up, you hammer each other, you begin to shave each other. You begin to shave each other again. Then the woman would wash the man, would clean the man, and prepare him to be ready or to be okay as regards these things. But it was not allowed for a man to clean the woman. It was a responsibility of the man. It was a responsibility of the woman to kill, to clean the man, so to speak. And it was done in such a way that love and relationship goes up or is strengthened, so to speak. And men were very good at that, including women. Of course, women were shy, but it was done very well according to them. It was one of the major secrets in marriage or in love relationship cycles.
Do you mean that sex is very much important in the relationship, in the marriage?
Yes, that's why in our tribe we say "Tusunga munzi," that which keeps the marriage. Yeah. So we say if the man is not performing, nipanja pachakita, meaning that there will be difficulties, there will be instability in their marriage. But a long time ago, women would not complain, so to speak. They would go to the auntie or to the man and complain about what is happening. And so the elderly men, they were now will tell the elderly men they will even go in the bush, get some medicine so that the man's manhood is very strong or is cured, so to speak. But over and above, we found that it was important for woman and man to be together. The women also craved for sex. They wanted uh, to have sex with their husbands now and again, but they would not ask.
Okay.
It was an offense to ask because the man would say, "But who told you that? Why are you craving for it?" And also, even when it came to bedroom matters, where the gyrating or dancing is concerned, a woman should not dance so well before they are very much long in marriage, or maybe they're 1 year in marriage, because you would actually suspect that maybe that's what you used to do before I
But
married you. But the man,
if she would have come from the initiation you had period. Because I
exactly,
remember in the village, they'll keep a woman for 1 month
exactly,
just
or
to
even
teach
two
her
months,
on
yes,
how to look after
yeah,
the man.
the man.
Why should the man become
Yeah.
surprised when he saw
Yeah.
when she saw the wife dancing?
Yeah, it's natural in us as men, even nowadays. If my wife dances so well, to my amazement, I would have thought.
Oh yeah.
And it's almost every man, including yourself and the director.
Mhm.
Yeah. But they were taught in marriage counseling that no, don't worry the way your wife dances. Just like you said, they've been taught in initiation ceremonies. They've been taught even when they were prepared, they were being prepared for
Yeah.
marriage. So don't worry about that.
Okay.
But usually as men, we're always suspicious because men are logical, women are emotional.
Okay.
But that's not a big deal as such. But women would not ask for sexual intercourse except the man himself. So it meant that even if the man doesn't ask you for sex for 2 months, 3 months, like that woman who complained in our last program, you just have to wait. And so that's why they were taught you cannot ask your man about sex, but you can show your man that you're ready by being naked, by wearing beads, and by doing all sorts of things. Maybe even putting the herbs or sexual boosters in your husband's food or water to bath. Then you'll be ignited. Then you'll have sex. It was a challenge for the women. Unlike nowadays, whereby women also want to be satisfied. When I was married in 1991, I saw that my wife also was ready. She would ask me, "I'm done.
Yeah.
Kalambe, let's meet."
Yes.
But in those days, you could not ask a man.
Okay.
You'd be suspicious.
Okay.
But these days, women are free because I think because of women's rights, the technology and education, women also can ask for sex, just like men ask for sex. But it's not all homes, especially in the village. It's very difficult because the man will be suspicious of you.
Okay. Is it not that people have seen that sex as related to the the breaking of marriages? That's why I've advised them that when you feel like you want to have it as a woman, just open up, communicate with your husband. Then instead of going outside.
You're right, but you see, the trouble is that men are promiscuous by nature. Men are not satisfied with one girl or one woman. Men would want to chew here and there and there. And that's where the problem is. So even if you ask your husband to have sex with you, you ask your husband to sleep with you, men most times do not put much care and want to sleep with you. They say, ndio emotional emotion, or nyamambuz, different kinds of meat, different kinds of reddish meat, like you said, or assorted color, so to speak. So that is the major problem. That's why marriages are ending in our time now, in our technological time. But in those days, men would be understanding, and would want to help out because they will know that this woman of ours will not go anywhere. But nowadays, you find that men would have more than 4 or 5 girlfriends, and that is marriage. Plus the wife 5, 6. But also women are taking it up. They're also having 1 or 2 boyfriends. And this is what is bringing sicknesses, sexually transmitted infections, chlamydia, herpes, gonorrhea, syphilis, and HIV/AIDS. And it's also breaking the marriage.
So what should be the married woman do to keep the marriage in the house, in more special section in terms of sex? What should the woman do? Because sometimes you hear men saying, that woman is like a log. She doesn't shake when you sleep with her. What can a woman do so that improves the sexual life in their marriage?
That has been the problem, and the problem is because of these who are cohabiting. They're just infatuated. They've not gone through the teaching, the counseling, and most of them, because these young ladies are not ready or mature for marriage, and they just go in because of finances or maybe poverty, and so you have such problems. Because if a real trained woman like my wife, the man should not complain.
Okay.
They will not have problems. But also, women, they have a less severe attitude. Most women, once they get married, they stop caring for themselves. They stop bathing. Na kwa ini tuongee na
Because no, okay, the woman.
yeah, so the man will not leave me. And also, even when it comes to bedroom matters, they don't gyrate, they don't dance accordingly. They say, no, umamuna ni wanga, zaenda being a woman. No, but you see, you should perfect yourself. You should help yourself and also improve yourself and market yourself and rebrand yourself to your husband so that the marriage can go on well, so that he doesn't look outside and go with other women. Very important to bath. Very important to wear nice clothes. You don't wear those trousers to my
skin jeans.
Skin jeans. Outside, I see a lot of women wearing those things, leggings. Now, wear them in the bedroom where your man is. Let him admire you. Let him be lustful on you. Let him also have a sexual appetite for you. Those things are worn by people that do not understand the purpose of marriage because of fashion designers. What you do is that the people think that you're a prostitute or you're not mannered or you're not well cultured when you wear those things in town or somewhere else in the home, outside home. But you see, you can't say it's my right. I know what I'm doing. It's fashionable. No, no, no. Those things have meanings. Dressing has got meanings because even when you talk about a funeral, there are clothes that we wear for the funeral. There are clothes that we wear for the wedding. There are clothes that we wear when we family. There are clothes that we wear when we're on set on TV like you and me. There are clothes that we wear when we're going for sports. So you need to know that those clothes are only worn in the bedroom, so to speak. But most young ladies do not understand. Even old women don't understand. Those are actually give appetite to men, even to rape you or even to defile you. But I'm not saying that defilement or rape is right. That is a criminal offense. But women also should dress decently because the people say, or the world says, you are what you dress or you are what you eat.
Can a woman propose a man? For example, the woman is a single woman. He has admired the single man. Can she propose the love to the man?
No, culturally it is not right. Culturally it is not right. Men are the ones who are supposed to take first step to propose. Yes, women admire men. When I was wanting to get married to my wife, a lot of women admired me so much, wanted me so much. Even when I was not on TV that time. But you see, there's a break, there's a limit. Women can only show that they love you by, if your friends, they give you birthday card, or they'll buy you lunch, or they'll constantly greet you, and we would know as men, because women have got intuition. When they do that, they are trying to woo or to get a man to themselves. But culturally or traditionally, it is not allowed. Only a man is supposed to propose. That's why when we are counseling or helping those guys that are going to marriage, you find that me as Vashukombi, I would go to a family of Wamulenga, and I would say that we found a lady here, Kamsote. We as Tambara, we as Kombo, and they'll call the lady and say, "Do you know this person?" You should have already been told. Yes. Then they'll ask her to go back, and then would negotiate about the bride price. So it's the man that takes the first step, the man that proposes, the man that is charged. Yes, I know it is different in India, because in India it's women that propose men for marriage, but in Africa, strictly speaking, it is the man that proposes a woman, and the woman should not propose a man. But maybe by your actions, you can do that so that the man can want you if for a long time he's not responding. But also, you need to understand that these days things have changed. Even in the church now, I heard of some certain church where they're saying, no, even as a sister in the Lord, as a woman, you can propose a man if you see that you love him and he's delaying. Maybe you've been praying about it and he's not answering. But you see, when you've been praying about it, God has shown you that this is the man that should marry. But God also should confirm with the man so that the man can come to you. It is not just a woman that says, no, God has told me that I should marry, but also the man, God can confirm to him to come to you. But generally, I think that is not right. But maybe the African, the European culture, they don't mind. They can cohabit, they can propose each other, man and woman. But for us as Africans, we cannot allow that, because that is our history, that is our background. That is our values in Africa and in marriage, so to speak.
Wow, this has been Mr. Edwin Zuru, the marriage counselor. Please, if you want his services, you can contact Central West TV. We are going to connect you to him. Thanks.